So we want to kind of show that the story of people trying to make a difference is one way of doing it. But then we want to capture those moments when people change. That's where we think stories and documentation is like what connects us. Like we can see it. That's why you can just cry from watching one person. You're connected with humanity because we recognize ourselves in it.
Går du back to the Alma? Ska du ta det?
Yep. Should we start looking? So I thought we can kind of like pull up a little bit of what you guys wrote, and then like, or maybe you probably your minds has changed since that, but I think that was a good kind of entry point to what you guys were thinking, and then we can take it from there. But I think we want to figure out what is in service of the vision and what kind of like that combined with our strengths and what we're inspired to do. I think those three things is going to be like the key to
what I was thinking in terms of like reaching out to sponsors and the meetings and the follow-up and all of that I think getting into workflow between all of us on that will be good. The document we had is being used, that we're out there doing stuff that it's like, I think moving that project along is really important now. Like we have to figure out how to get that as a project going in a really clean and efficient way. Because we have a lot of stuff coming up too. We have Chicago, we have London, we have, we're going to Sweden, we have Prague. Traveling, so it's really important to be on top of getting into meetings and like that sponsorship, the ecosystem. What do you think, Mar?
I was just thinking it would be ideal to me if we had another meeting where we could cover that to do, not to do list and then talk about the sponsorship project flow. Would be really great to have. I'd love to hear your guys' ideas. The only other thing that's kind of been lingering in my mind is, this would be nice. Thinking about how we should update our website.
Yeah.
I'd much rather them have a conversation with me. And I told her, anyone you can get to have a conversation with me, that's better than just sending them a link. Because we live in the age of the internet and people are going to Google us anyway.
Yeah.
It would be good if we could update our website to be a bit more awesome in the way I think what we're doing is awesome. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
Really good.
Morgan, just to share briefly with Ada, why you're interested in One Solution.
Always wanted to be a professional actor. I went to a very competitive acting conservatory. As soon as I graduated, I kind of got very lucky, successful in the exact thing that I had always wanted to be successful in. But after reflecting on the sort of external success, I realized that my kind of moment-to-moment level of happiness was the exact same as it always had been since before my life had unfolded in the way that I thought I had wanted it to. And I just got super curious about that. And at first, it appeared to me that the solution was to find more strategies and more techniques to get myself more successful. That was just what made sense to me at the time. And along the way, I came across Michael Neal, and I started to learn about, okay, what is this? What's going on here? And as I started to get directed back to the source of my experience, it all kind of started to come together for me. Why I had been always so insecure and so freaked out, because I thought it was okay to freak myself out for the promise of being successful in the future.
Yeah.
But then once that success came, that freaked out feeling stayed. A sense of well-being that I thought would be coming once the success came never arrived. As the principal started to unpack that for me, I was like, I realized I really need this. It's such industry. You know, everything is built on the promise of once you're successful, the promise of once you're on TV or on Broadway or on the red carpet, you know, you'll feel the things that you always wanted to feel. And it's so tragic because what brings people to act in the first place is that they are connected up with their wisdom and their inspiration. Because you need to be connected to that to be an actor. I heard Mara on Michael Neal's radio show, and that was when I first heard about the one solution and not just one thought. And it just hit me. I was like, of course, you know, of course the world needs to know about this. This can't just be this little thing. Has to start becoming just a fundamental understanding.
We see it in terms of like, we don't want to bring them into our world. We want to kind of like take this into infinite ways of expression out into the world. Like there's certain ways of sharing this and teaching this, which is, you know, conversations or conferences or whatever, and so like come in and learn, and we feel so inspired about, since that's already happening, what else could we be doing? If we want to change the whole world, we cannot scale a certain way of a certain understanding. We have to scale the source of it, and then it will look like infinite, you know, all these different ways.
People are obsessed with bullshit. They're obsessed with watching things on a screen. They're obsessed with like following someone else's life. They're obsessed with like getting addicted to a show. Like, why not take all of those things about where humanity is at and make really good use of it? Like, really truly, in my opinion, change the whole world with it. It's like, here's something you can totally get addicted to that's actually going to teach you something so profoundly life-altering, both for you and for the ripple out of humanity. All the material was right there. It's cheap. It's just point a camera on this and you could be changing the world. Like, it was almost frustrating how simple it looked to me, that if everyone could be seeing what I am seeing, oh my gosh, the whole world would be different.
You know, because I think I wanted to be, you know, because this is your guys' baby, I didn't want to kind of I wanted my ideas to be in service of what you're doing, but what I'm hearing is great and refreshing, and that you're kind of like, we got a lot of ideas, we're good. But if you want to make something, go for it.
Seeing the value in stopping and focusing our time on that kind of thing. Like, we've been creating the vlogs and we've been setting up a ton of meetings, and that's kind of, you know, amongst other things, but that's sort of where our focus has been.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, websites are, they're annoying. It's like, I know from...
They don't auto-update. Why don't they just auto-update to whatever you're thinking it should be?
I know. I know.